My name is Stuart Lindstrom, and I've been going to Hope for 2 years. I grew up with two parents who were in international ministry, and so they put a lot of effort into trying to teach me that Jesus loved me from a very young age. The problem is I really liked to read, and I liked to read a lot of, especially like 20th century fiction and philosophy, and I started to believe I was kind of smart. Unfortunately, that led to a ton of doubts, mostly just about the goodness of God. And I was not convinced really that Jesus loved me. So yeah, I entered college with a lot of doubts, and I was also sustaining a long distance romantic relationship. A number of things came to a head several years ago where I went through a breakup. I was very heartbroken, and I was actually in Italy at the time, and I was alone, really alone, for the first time, or at least I had to think about being alone for the first time in a long time. And I was staring up at the Final Judgment of Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel, which, if you haven't seen it, it's kind of like Christ coming into his glory, surrounded by all the saints. But in that moment, I understood for the first time, I think in my whole life, that Jesus loved me. And so then the next few weeks were just like, wow, so what would that mean? And so I was kind of on trains through Italy, reading the biography of Eugene Peterson, the Psalms, and that was really when I began to become a Christian. I started memorizing the Psalms and praying them to counter the thoughts that said, Jesus doesn't love you, Jesus might not even be real, the resurrection isn't real. And so I just experienced so much transformation. It doesn't actually make life easier. The difficulty of life is a signpost to someone who suffered far more than I can ever imagine. And so I'm someone who understands now that my suffering is entering into the suffering and passion of Christ as he walked up Golgotha, carrying the sin of the world. My decision to get baptized came from like a renewed, or perhaps completely new understanding that, no, I was not that good. And I was made beautiful, I was made good, I was fearfully and wonderfully made, but I needed, not just wanted, Jesus. Baptism is an expression of a completely changed heart and a completely changed mind. Not you changing your own heart, but God contributing everything. In an analogy that works for me, like a change of citizenship from a kingdom of darkness to a kingdom of light.